Imagine a single moment of carelessness. Your step slips, you open the wrong door, or maybe you just blink your eyes. And suddenly, you are no longer in the world you know. Everything looks familiar, yet nothing truly is. Endless yellow walls, damp-smelling carpets, the never-ending hum of fluorescent lights. You don't know where you're going, how far you've walked, or how long you've been there. Time melts away, memory blurs, and only one question remains. Is there a way out of here? Some say this place is just an invention of the internet. But what if it's real? What if those corridors are actually hidden behind every dream, every lost moment, every forgotten building? This is what's called the greatest nightmare of the modern age. If you enjoy these kinds of horror stories, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you really liked my video, don't forget to give it a like. Have you ever imagined being lost in a corridor that feels both familiar and alien, one that never ends? Covered in yellow wallpaper, damp carpets, and buzzing fluorescent lamps, an inescapable labyrinth. This exact feeling gave birth to what's known as the Backrooms, the internet's most terrifying nightmare. The Backrooms began in 2019 with the posting of a single photograph. A room with yellow walls, illuminated by fluorescent lights. At first glance, it seemed ordinary, but that image triggered the same nightmare in millions of minds. Being trapped forever in a liminal space. This universe is built on the concept of no-clip. In other words, slipping out of reality with a wrong step and finding yourself in this parallel dimension. Here, you'll find distorted versions of familiar places, abandoned offices, endless corridors, empty parking lots. Everything looks recognizable, yet something always feels wrong. When you first hear of the Backrooms, the place you encounter is level 0. This is also known as the lobby. Endless stretches of yellow wallpaper, stained in damp carpets, humming fluorescent lamps. Everything looks the same, yet nothing feels familiar. Here, your sense of time breaks down, you lose your orientation, and every step you take drags you deeper inside. The next level, level 1, is darker and more dangerous. Concrete walls, metal pipes, water dripping from the ceiling, all surrounded by strange, echoing noises. You feel like something is watching you from the shadows, but when you look, there's nothing there. When you pass into level 2, you find yourself in narrow maintenance tunnels and complex pipe systems. Claustrophobia strikes, and your escape routes shrink. The space seems to want to swallow you whole, tightening with every step. And then comes level 3, resembling a gigantic power plant. Metal platforms, high voltage cables, and constant electrical bursts that crackle with every move you make. Here, even the smallest mistake doesn't just destroy you, it crushes all hope. But the Backrooms aren't filled with silence alone. Within this labyrinth roam entities that gnaw away at the human mind, bit by bit. When you see glowing eyes in the dark, paired with a chilling smile, you've encountered the Smilers. They are silent, but at the slightest distraction, they pounce. The only thing you can do is avoid eye contact. Because if you look, it's already too late. There are also the Hounds, rushing on all fours, human-like but savage, attacking like wild beasts. When you hear their footsteps echoing, your only option is to run. If you dare look back, the last thing you'll see are their claws. Even more sinister are they steal human skin, wear it, and mimic you. If you notice your friend beside you suddenly acting strangely, in that moment, you are no longer alone. And the most deceptive of all are the balloons, laughter, cheerful songs. But it's all a trap. Once you join their party, you can never return. The most common question about the backrooms is this: is there a way out? Some believe that hidden passages and rare exit points exist between levels. If you find the right door, you might return to the real world. But many insist this is only an illusion. Even if you reach the so-called final level, the end, you'll only fall into yet another trap. Here, hope itself is nothing but a deception. Some users claim they've communicated with people inside as observers. One even said the backrooms are strangely filled with Wi-Fi signals, allowing those inside to send messages over the internet. That observer wrote, "Do not attempt to no-clip into the backrooms. They are extremely dangerous, physically and mentally. If you enter, know that you will never, ever escape. You've been warned. Welcome, and the real danger isn't the entities, it's losing your mind. Wandering the endless corridors alone, staring at repeating patterns, listening to the unchanging buzz of lights. It slowly rots the human soul piece by piece. What remains is only emptiness." One person shared that they entered the back rooms, not physically, but through lucid dreaming. The first attempt took them to level 0, where they encountered what they called mind controllers, hallucinations, manifesting as self-doubt and fears. They claimed that instead of panicking, staying calm and imagining an exit allowed them to wake up. On another attempt, they reached level 1, where they faced a creature nearly blind but with extraordinary hearing. Frightened, they shouted help, and suddenly woke up in their bed, drenched in cold sweat. Their clearest advice: never tense up during the dream. Avoid falling asleep inside it, because that makes waking up harder. And instead stay calm. Imagine an exit or call out help. Aloud it helps trigger waking. Still, they emphasized, this was only their own experience. While not physically dangerous, the mental effects are powerful. Is the backrooms real or not? Perhaps that question doesn't even matter, because the most terrifying part is this: in some way, we all feel like we've walked those yellow corridors. If you don't want to get lost in those corridors, don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you turn off the lights. Because one day, with a single wrong step, you might just slip out of reality. If you enjoy these kinds of horror stories, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you truly liked this video, hit the like button. That gives me the motivation to keep going. Thank you in advance. Until the next terrifying story, goodbye.